music, what I'm wondering or thinking about is that if it is actually putting us in harmony with reality, and that is what then grounds us in our being and in our faith in the creator of it all.
They say music's a universal language. What does that mean? Music's a universal language. The temple and the use of song, it describes the ministry of singing and playing of trumpets and harps and lyres and cymbals. It's described as the ministry of prophecy accompanied by these instruments, things like that. Okay. What is music? Like, in other words, sound. What is happening with sound? Sound is entering your body, okay? And when you hear that beat, what do you start to do? Oftentimes, you're going to move to it, okay? At the very basic level, when you start in training to that beat, there's something outside coming in and it's causing you to move, okay? This is a rudimentary illustration of what possession of a spirit is. So, like, what does it mean to be possessed by a spirit? Classically, we would say a spirit has entered you and is now causing you to behave in these ways. Well, this is what music does. I'm not saying music is a spirit, but I kind of am. It's functioning in the same kind of way. And now when you think about how genres tap into some spiritual zeitgeist, like the messaging and the aesthetic and the acoustic, when that gets into your body, into your system, and then you start vibing to that, you begin manifesting through the body the spirit of the music. So there is this music-spirit connection. Like, music kind of is spirit. You don't see sound waves.
The air is an image of the etheric. The sounding word in the air, the way that the air vibrates, is a direct expression of the etheric. This is the case when we speak.
It's an invisible force. And so when I talk about music as an apologetic, I'm not necessarily saying that all music is ordained, let's say. But what I am saying is that, like, when you're playing with music, you're playing with something kind of dangerous. Like, you're playing with something that you don't fully control. You're playing with something that you might not have power to understand. You're playing with fire in a lot of ways. And that's kind of the point for a lot of people, right? When you go to I recently read an ethnographic study of the Grateful Dead. There was an author who, Robin Sylvan, she's a sociologist, and she examined popular music, and so she interviewed deadheads, people who went to Grateful Dead concerts, and like the whole point is to surrender to a spirit, like literally spirits, and the music guides you through that, and then drugs are also involved. I think if we as a culture can at least start to peel back our naivete, I guess, about how this thing that we just so take for granted, it's not even really that it's like an enchanting force. It's like it's an enchanting force of profound spiritual ramifications, and we need to be careful with it.